Hi there, this is Meha and welcome back to Yocket's YouTube channel. So picture this. The day has finally arrived when you receive the acceptance letter from your dream university. Time to pack your bags, say your goodbyes and fly off. But wait, you still have to clear your visa interview and get your visa. So you go to the interview, you answer some pretty standard questions about your finances, your course college preference, your educational background, whether you have relatives in the US and so on. You answer to the best of your abilities and you believe the interview went really well until you find out that your visa application got rejected. This is what happens with many aspirants. So believe me when I say you don't want to mess this up. So how do you avoid a rejection? And what are some of the things you definitely should not say or do to ensure your visa does not get rejected? Let's get started. The first reason behind a visa rejection is if the visa officer believes you are a potential immigrant. This is one of the most prominent reasons for a visa rejection. And that is because visa officers look for students who have no intention of staying back. You have to prove that you will surely return to your home country after completing your specific course. If you cannot convince the visa officer of your intention to return, then your visa application will most likely be rejected. Yocket Pro Tip. Try to make it as clear as possible that your only intention is to study in the country and that you will return home once your course is completed. You can do this by letting the embassy know that A. You have a family, B. You have a job, and C. You have some properties that you manage and require your presence back in the country. The next reason for a visa rejection is a lack of proof of funds. A student visa may be denied if you cannot provide evidence of enough finances to cover the study and living expenses. For financial evidence, you must show liquid assets. But please note that there is no requirement for your liquid assets to cover the entire duration of your program, but you will be required to show enough funds to cover your expenses for at least the first year. And a Yocket Pro Tip is to use scholarships and loans. While there may be many ways to show proof of funds, scholarships and loans are the fastest ways to convince visa officers. The next thing that visa officers definitely hate is incorrect or false documentation. A lack of documentation shows that you do not take the process seriously and may have something to hide. So, ensure that whatever documents you present during the interview contain honest and genuine information, since false information or documentation can lead to an immediate rejection. The next thing that a visa officer hates is something that many aspirants overlook: failing to explain your purpose behind pursuing an education in this country and college. For granting a student visa officers want you to demonstrate your credibility and seriousness as a student. Failing to explain why you chose this particular course, this particular country, this particular university will lead to a rejection. So ensure that your goals align with your previous studies or work and that you present them clearly to the consular officer. Having low test scores and low-level English skills can add to the reasons for your rejection. The visa officer may also question the credibility of the university, program, or degree that you're going for. So how can you get a list of accredited universities? By using the free University Explore tool by Yocket. The University Explore tool helps you shortlist the best universities for the course you're applying for. You can pick from so many filters and you can sort by so many factors. What's more, there's a recent GRE waiver update to this free tool. You can now even get a list of universities that waive GRE completely or have GRE as an optional requirement. Sounds pretty amazing, right? Go to the description of this video and click on the link given right now. Another factor that a visa officer hates is an interviewee's inability to provide convincing answers during an interview. Now, this may sound like a pretty obvious thing, but you would be surprised to know how many people still get it wrong. An unconvincing interview includes being anxious during the interview, providing unnecessary or vague information, failing to communicate appropriately with the interviewer, and so on. So how do you ensure this doesn't happen to you? Start by performing a self-evaluation and listing the ways you think you can improve yourself. Also, a Yocket Pro Tip for this: conduct mock interviews in front of a mirror, in front of a camera, in front of a friend. Just this one exercise will give you so many insights on your interview skills and let you polish them accordingly. Other things that you can do are practice making eye contact. Try to develop the ability to answer in well thought out sentences, being confident while answering the questions, arriving on time during the interview, of course, and dressing professionally. Lastly, if all else fails and you still get the jitters, remember what the iconic Rihanna said: pretend. There is one more reason behind a visa application rejection. Section 221G of the INA, that is the Immigration and Nationality Act. The officer interviewing you will tell you at the end of your interview if your case is being rejected under 221G. The consulate will then send the petition back to USCIS for reconsideration along with their comments. This is something that you cannot avoid or cannot do anything about, so I would advise you to not stress so much about that. So these were some of the reasons that a visa officer can reject your visa application for. If you're liking the content curated by us, then please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also make sure to comment down below what other videos you'd like us to create, and if you want a dedicated video on visa interview preparation tips. Don't forget to check out the Yocket Explore tool and other free amazing tools I've linked in the description below. This is Meha signing off. Good luck, aspirants.